Hello, Trouble. How's it going, all right?
Bailey, this is so nice.
Boy, do good?
It's so nice to see him be really romantic and gentle and go to loads of effort for the date.
You look bloody lovely, by the way.
Thank you. You look nice too.
Am I the only one who's confused in regards whatever happened to Julia Rose and Devani? Because it doesn't make sense. If you look at their wedding day and if you look at where they are now, something is not aligning. Something happened that we're not being told. And I really wish at such points a production would show us everything or would try and make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense that they were lovey-dovey, all kissy and cuddly on their wedding day. The morning after, things just went south, and now we keep getting these clips of them sort of not agreeing on things, and it's like, what is going on exactly? What happened between the two of them? Did it happen off camera or not? I'm pleasantly surprised by Rebecca and Bailey, because I didn't expect this turn, but this is something I love. If you've been here a while, you know that I love people who put in the work and are actually able to make a success of their relationship. And then Paul and his wife, God, I have no idea what's going on with Paul and Anita. I don't understand people that say, I want a silver fox. He's got silver hair. What does she want? Does she want a six-pack? She should have told the producers, casting, and the experts what she wanted. Don't come with a checklist and then be upset when you give them one or two things and they're not precise about what you want. As I always say, it's not a supermarket. You have to deal with what you've got. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 10, Episode 6. Okay, so we continue with the couples. What I'll do is, just for this episode, because there are so many snippets, I'll discuss the couples as they are and then we'll summarize at the end. So we start off with Julia Ruth and Devon. Apparently he yelled at her after the camel date, so they had to spend the night in different rooms. Because you have Devon say, you know, I want to be respected. She is saying she's upset because he yelled at her. And it's like, what exactly happened between the two of you? What was he yelling about? What triggered him? Or what did he do that was wrong that caused you to be upset with him? And you know, then all this happened. Anyway, they go on a date, or you have Devon arrange a date. I thought that a date was meant to be cute, but production edited it in a way that was very awkward and very quirky. You had Devon not knowing whether she was coming. She then turned up. He went round in circles before he eventually apologized. I wish he had started off with the apology to apologize for his behavior. And I'm happy that you have Julia Rose sending boundaries and telling him that this is unacceptable. I will not tolerate this in a marriage or a relationship. So he has to now decide whether or not he wants to be with her. And if he wants to be with her, he needs to make the effort to make the changes that she wants. So they had their dinner and then he serenaded her. All I could think of was Dean. So he did this little serenade and all we heard was the chorus. And it's like, production is messy. Why not let us hear the whole song instead of just giving us a chorus? We could have listened to the whole song and then made a decision. It was off. Well, he's playing with the piano as well. It was just one note. I'm not a musician, but I could tell when someone is playing one key and then the chorus was really bad. I think he's a producer. I don't think he's a singer because his tone was a bit off, but hey. We have Rebecca and Bailey. Rebecca and Bailey, for me, I was suspect because I didn't like the way that she kept complaining that she wants an alpha. So they're sent to Mauritius for their honeymoon. You had Bailey still adamant that he wants a kiss. And it's like, this man is crazy. He wants a kiss. They got to their honeymoon in Mauritius. They seemed to tolerate each other. They really did seem to tolerate each other initially. They then went to sort of a game park where they were feeding turtles. And you had, Rebecca saying there's no attraction, but I'm happy with our pace. And it's like, seriously, these people make it make sense. On his part, Bailey was on a mission. He really was on a mission to get a kiss. That's all he wanted because he was really working hard for that kiss. They then went for a dance class. I thought it was cute. I really thought it was cute. They really seemed happy. Bailey on his part, he couldn't keep his hands off her. She seemed to enjoy it. She really seemed to enjoy it. And whatever happened during the dance must have led to something else because they seemed very giddy and very excited. And it seems like, I think that's when the spark grew because of the way he was touching her. I don't think she wants an alpha. I think she doesn't know how to describe what she wants in regards a man. And this is why she kept going on about an alpha, because someone touching me is not enough reason for me to say I'm starting to see the alpha side of him. They found each other attractive, which is good for them. And it's like, as long as the two of you are happy, this is all we want. After the dance class, they then sat down and had a meal. And sadly for them, there was a hurricane, so they were told that they couldn't leave their room. They had to stay in their room and try and sort of entertain themselves in there. And Bailey went all out. He set up this little date area. They shared a kiss after the dance, and Bailey's now on cloud 9 because he's got what he's wanted, which was a kiss. So he is happy, she is happy. He set up this dinner date. I thought it was the cutest thing ever because he had flower petals on the bed. She really was dressed up. And so I love it when people put in the effort and they make their relationship work. They spoke about kids. Bailey spoke about his role as a parent. First off, they started asking each other about relationships. Bailey said he's been in 4 relationships. But his longest relationship was the one that he had the child in, and he loves his child. He thinks that, she's his world and he will do anything for her. And he had previously told us that he was open to the idea of having more children, which I think was music to Rebecca's ears, because she was happy that he wants more children, because if she's going to be with someone, she wants to be with someone who wants more children. And I am hoping production are mindful and don't continue to create havoc in every single couple. If couples have made the turn and are working, allow them to work on it. Whatever Bailey did, whether he gave her the D or whatever he did, really seemed to make her happy. They went on their final date. They were really happy and giddy and excited, which is all we want on Married at First Sight. I want to see couples get married. I want to see couples after the show still married and still happily in love and go on to have children. So it really seems they've made a turn for it. Hopefully that is it, and we don't get any more drama between the two of them, because it would really be sad after the positivity that they've had for them to sort of turn around and say things have gone left. They were asked, have you had sex? I think they did. As I said, and I think he really laid it down. This is why she's happy and giddy and excited. We meet the final couple to get married for now, which is Paul and Anita. Paul and Anita, for me, I always thought that maybe elderly couples would be the best on MAFS, but at times it's not always the best. Paul is 60. He's odd, he's quirky, he's got verbal diarrhea according to his friends, and his partner needs to be really patient and understanding. And he says that his dad walked out when he was 5 years old and then came back. That 5 years later, he found out that his dad was there, but he didn't go to see his dad. And sadly, the day that his son was born is the day his dad died. And he says, he's got issues from that, in the sense that he really struggled to be. It seems like he didn't grow around a male role model to allow him to be the man of the house, or to allow him to be in a relationship with someone. And this is something he struggled with. And so he wants someone who's positive, loving, fun, with a smiley face. He says he's been single for 15 years and he hasn't dated in those 15 years. Experts decided to match him with Anita, who's 54. She's a grandma. She had a relationship. Sadly, the relationship broke up. So I think in it was 18 months prior to this, her mom passed away. She lost her job and a partner walked out on her. So it seems like the impression that I got is she's having a sort of midlife crisis, in the sense that she decided to, learn how to fly helicopters, learn how to, ride motorcycles. And it's like, okay, do you, as long as it makes you happy. She says she's looking for the silver fox, adventurous sense of humor, and she was matched with Paul. So they both walked down the aisle. What I found interesting was Anita got ready with her daughter-in-law, which leads me to believe she's only got sons, because I don't get why she didn't have a son there. On his part, Paul sat with his daughter, and you could see his daughter loves her dad. She really loves her dad and adores him. And she was trying to get him ready and psych him up and make sure that he was going to put his best foot forward. He walked down the aisle. Everybody could see him, and they were just like, maybe he might not be the silver fox she's looking for. She walked down the aisle. She wasn't impressed, because she said he wasn't the type of silver fox she wanted. And it's like, if you want a silver fox with a six-pack, tell them. That's it. I want someone who's got gray hair and has got a six-pack, and that's my type of guy. And then they will look to see if they have anything. If they don't, they'll let you know, and then you keep it stepping. When you walk down the aisle, they were given their vows, and he said he didn't have his glasses, and it was really cute because she gave him her glasses. It was quite jokey. I think he was very, very nervous. This is why he was making some of the uncomfortable jokes. And you could see her family was sort of starting to think, what's going on here? And so when she came out and he continued with the jokes, I think she started to question, oh, is this my person or is it not? I don't know. I really don't know. I think most of it was pushed on by production because this is what they want. They want drama. They want toxicity. But their vows, I thought, were the sweetest of ever. They took their pictures. They were cute. He was still trying to joke around, make fun of everything. And it's like, now, Paul, tone it down. Tone it down. They then spoke about the fact that, you know, he has kids. She has kids. And she was saying that she's overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed by everything. He liked her. He even spoke to his friends and said, I really like her. The friends were saying, you know, you're punching. She's way too good for you, which to some extent, yeah, maybe. You had Anita tell cameras that she was struggling with lack of attraction. And it's like, you've just met this man. What do you expect? Fireworks as soon as you see him, you go, oh my God, that's it. Make it make sense. I don't quite get what people expect in a relationship. They had a conversation about what are you looking for in a partner. And it was trust, respect, honesty. And once... you know, you had her sort of wanting him to reveal more about his past relationships. And it's like, Anita, you have time. You're going to go on your honeymoon. On their honeymoon, I get where she was coming from, but I also don't think that was it. She told him about, you know, her history. He didn't ask questions. And she was upset that, why are you not asking me questions? And it's like, maybe he wants to speak to you away from the camera. Maybe there's sensitive stuff he doesn't want to ask you on camera and make things worse. She said she was married at 19. She was divorced at 22. But, you know, she expected him to ask her more. Why did you get divorced that young? He didn't ask her. And so she was complaining that he's not very open. He's not very giving me any information that will allow our intimacy to grow. And it's like, oh my God. She said she wants someone who's outgoing, sense of humor. And then she asked him the question, do you know the meaning of love? And it's like, oh, I think that's quite a loaded question to ask, because what is love? He's right to say there's no true definition of love. It depends on your relationship. But I wish he had said more, because in him sort of answering a question with a question, he just made things worse. He really did make things worse. And you could see she was becoming frustrated and she was really, you know, trying to get this information from him, but he wasn't forthcoming. Whether he's nervous or whether he doesn't want to say something that will get him in trouble, I don't know. I hope they do the work and they actually get to a better space. I can't wait to see what happens. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 6. Bye guys.